The very air feels different today, charged with a current of tangible, historic change, because the bedrock of what we understood about global finance has been permanently fractured and reshaped right before our eyes. For years, decades even, the journey of the Iraqi Dinar and Vietnamese dong has been a roller coaster of soaring hopes and crushing delays, path walked by a dedicated community of believers who saw potential where others saw only scraps of paper. We endured the constant noise, the naysayers in tailored suits on mainstream financial networks who dismissed our research as conspiracy, who laughed at the notion that sovereign nations would ever choose to reclaim the true value of their currency. They argued it was economically illogical, politically untenable, a fantasy for the gullible. But what they failed to comprehend was the immense silent pressure building beneath the surface of the global economic order, a pressure fueled by the undeniable truth that a nation's currency should be a mirror of its actual wealth and potential, not a relic of its most troubled times. Iraq is not a poor country. It is a resource-rich giant sitting atop one of the world's largest oil reserves, with a young, ambitious population and a strategic desire to become a financial hub for the Middle East. To achieve that, its currency needed to be strong, credible, and internationally liquid. The old rate was an anchor holding back that entire vision, a symbol of a fractured past. Today, that anchor has been cut. The revaluation is therefore not an act of charity, but a strategic, sovereign decision of immense economic intelligence. A necessary reboot for Iraq to engage with the world on its own powerful terms, to build infrastructure, to foster trade, and to take its rightful place in the global community without the burden of a devalued currency. Similarly, Vietnam's meteoric rise from a war-torn nation to a global manufacturing and technological powerhouse is a modern economic miracle, yet its currency did not fully reflect this staggering growth. The dong's revaluation is the final formal acknowledgement of that success, a move that will curb inflation, attract a new tier of quality foreign investment, and empower its citizens with greater international purchasing power. This confirmation at 9:30 this morning is the official trigger for that new reality. The celebrations beginning tomorrow are not just for the financial windfall, they are a celebration of national pride restored, of economic sovereignty reclaimed, and of the vindication of every single individual who held firm in their conviction against a tide of doubt. The information you have been meticulously tracking, the banking reforms, the International Monetary Fund agreements, the deletion of the program rates, the whispers of liquidity contracts being fulfilled, was not in vain. Every piece of that complex puzzle was a stepping stone leading directly to this moment. This official confirmation is the master key that slots into every lock, from the international banking protocols to the Treasury directives, unleashing a flood of liquidity that will first enrich the individual holders, the pioneers like you, and then cascade through the global economy, funding new industries, philanthropic ventures, and generational legacies that will be felt for centuries to come. The timeline is now absolute. The waiting is definitively over. The proof is in the official statements from the central banks, the alerts flashing on major financial terminals, and the quiet, urgent preparations happening behind the scenes at financial institutions worldwide. They are preparing for you. They are preparing for the greatest, most peaceful transfer of wealth in human history, an event that will redefine the meaning of financial freedom and prove that steadfast belief, backed by diligent research and immense patience, is the most powerful asset of all. So now we arrive at the most critical and personal part of this entire journey, the mechanics of your transformation from an investor holding a potential into an individual commanding genuine, life-altering wealth. Because understanding the process is just as important as celebrating the outcome. Let's be unequivocally clear about the numbers that are now officially confirmed. The Iraqi dinar has been revalued at a rate that firmly establishes it as a premier global currency, a rate that accurately reflects the staggering value of Iraq's natural resources, its untapped agricultural capacity, and its pivotal geographic position as a bridge between East and West. This is not a minor decimal point adjustment. This is a fundamental recalibration of a nation's worth, moving the dinar from a currency traded in large, cumbersome bundles to one that holds substantial, powerful value per single unit, a rate that places it competitively and respectfully among other major world currencies, and most importantly, makes your previous investment now worth a fortune that can be measured in millions of dollars for even modest holders. The same profound and powerful logic applies seamlessly to the Vietnamese dong, which has been reassessed to a strong, stable value that finally mirrors the nation's undeniable economic reality as a global manufacturing juggernaut, a technological innovator, and a tourist paradise with a dynamic and rapidly growing economy. This new rate for the dong shatters its old perception and rewards your foresight with a proportional financial windfall that is equally transformative. This recalculation means the paper certificates or digital holdings you possess are no longer just a speculative bet on a future possibility. As of 9:30 this morning, they are legally recognized instruments of value, equivalent to holding a cashier's check from a sovereign nation for an immense amount of money. The process to convert this value into usable capital in your life is already in motion through a secure, internationally coordinated framework designed for exactly this purpose. You will be proceeding to officially designated redemption centers, which will include major international banks, private wealth management institutions, and specific treasury locations that have been prepped and authorized to handle these exchanges. The procedure itself will be secure and structured. You will present your currency for authentication, process that will verify its legitimacy and ensure a clean, transparent transaction. Following this, you will consult with a financial advisor at the center, not a teller, but a dedicated specialist, to discuss the monumental next steps for your new capital. This is where your pre-planning becomes your most valuable asset. You will be faced with decisions on how to receive your funds, whether through direct wire transfers into newly established high net worth accounts, the acquisition of precious metals like gold and silver at preferential rates, or the structuring of your wealth into trusts, foundations, or investment portfolios designed for long-term preservation and growth. The most crucial advice I can impart to you right now is the absolute necessity of discretion and calm. The public news of this event will create a media frenzy and attract all manner of attention, but your journey is a private financial transaction of historic significance. You must avoid the temptation to announce your success publicly. Your safety and the security of your newfound wealth depend on your silence and your deliberate, educated actions. Contact the financial groups and advisors you have trusted throughout this process, as they will have the most current operational details. Remember, you are not a lottery winner. You are a visionary who successfully participated in a sovereign financial event. Conduct yourself with the poise and wisdom of a seasoned wealth creator, because that is precisely what you have become. This entire mechanism, from the authentication of your currency to the strategic placement of your assets, has been designed to integrate this new capital into the global system smoothly, preventing economic shock and empowering you to become a pillar of the new economy that is now dawning. Your patience has been the key that unlocked the door, and now your intelligent action will build the legacy that lies beyond it. And so here we stand together at the precipice of not just a new day, but a new world, a completely reordered reality where the financial chains that bound so many for so long have been shattered by the sheer weight of truth and sovereign will. And as the sun rises on this new era, your personal mission transforms from one of patient waiting to one of profound purpose and intentional action. This wealth, now officially confirmed and imminently accessible, is far more than just a number in a bank account. It is the ultimate tool for human liberation, key that can unlock potentials not only within you, but within communities and causes that have waited for a champion. The celebration tomorrow is not the end of the road. It is the grand opening of a gateway to a life defined by impact. And the first and most critical step you must take now is to consciously decide what kind of architect you will be for this new future you are about to build. The initial flush of this change will understandably be filled with personal considerations: securing your family for generations, acquiring the home you've dreamed of, experiencing the freedom of travel without constraint. And these are all valid and deserved rewards for your faith and patience. But I urge you to look beyond the initial horizon of personal gratification, because history is now handing you a unique mandate to become a catalyst for positive change in a world that desperately needs it. This financial shift is a transfer of power, and with that power comes a responsibility that you are now uniquely equipped to handle. Imagine directing this newfound resource towards the medical research that cures a disease, towards funding clean water projects in struggling nations, towards building schools that educate the next generation of innovators, or towards protecting the fragile ecosystems of our planet. Your wealth can be the difference between an idea and its realization, between a struggle and its solution. This is your chance to leave an indelible mark on the fabric of human existence, to be remembered not for the fortune you accumulated, but for the hope you fostered and the lives you elevated. The world's most pressing problems are often not lacking in solutions. They are lacking in funding and unwavering will, and you now possess both in abundance. You have the opportunity to partner with visionary scientists, groundbreaking educators, and compassionate humanitarians to co-create a future that is more equitable, more enlightened, and more beautiful for all. This is the ultimate call to action that this revaluation represents. It is a call to move with wisdom and grace, to seek out advisors who align with this vision of legacy, to build a team that can help you navigate the complexities of global philanthropy and impact investing. Do not let this moment become merely a story of consumption. Let it be an epic tale of contribution. The information you acted upon, the belief you held in the face of ridicule, has now placed you in a position that less than 1% of humanity will ever experience. What will you do with this unparalleled privilege? The narrative of the Dinar and Dong concludes here, but your narrative, the one of true significance, begins right now. This is your moment to step into your power, to define your legacy, and to use the key of financial freedom to unlock a better world. The celebration starts tomorrow. The real work, the most rewarding and meaningful work of your life, starts the moment you decide to accept this call. This is not just an end, it is the greatest beginning you will ever know. So I urge you, do not let this be the last time we connect on this journey. The road ahead, while bright, requires a community of like-minded visionaries. If you are ready to step into this new role, to share ideas and strategies for building a legacy that matters, then you need to be part of our inner circle. Subscribe to this channel right now and hit the notification bell, because in the coming days, I will be sharing exclusive, in-depth content that you will not find anywhere else. Content on protecting your assets, on strategic philanthropy, on connecting with vetted advisors, and on building a life of true purpose and impact. This is just the first chapter of our new story. Let's write the next one together. Click subscribe, join our community, and let's get to work building the future.